Before we commence the formal military honors with 3-volley rifle salute, the sounding of taps, the folding of the colors, we would ask your indulgence as we pay tribute to a deceased comrade. He sat around telling stories of the past, of service he performed with honor, and the deeds that he had done in his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, everyone. Though sometimes the tales become repetitious and possibly embellished, all his buddies listened quietly, for they knew whereof he spoke. The world's a little poor, for an airman died today. The passing of an airman goes unnoticed except by a few. He offered up his life to serve his country and did not receive the honor due. Let's give him the homage at the ending of his days, perhaps with a message. Our country is mourning. An airman died today. This banner of love and devotion about to be folded is a living memorial of the courageous thoughts of our comrade, the one you came here to honor this day. The blue field represents the sky that overlooks our lands and denotes the watchfulness of God, of the Eternal. The red stripes tell us of the blood, sweat, and tears that has been offered and conquered by our comrades' devotion to respond freedom to this country. The white stripes boldly proclaim the peace that Gene helped bring our future generations. This is Gene's flag. Receive it with the tears of our minds and the faith of our hearts.
certify to you on behalf of the President of the United States, the Department of the Air Force, and the grateful nation. Please take this as token of appreciation for your father's service and commitment he has provided this country.
Thank you, sir.
From time immemorial it has been the usage among the fraternity of ancient, free, and accepted Masons, by the request and desire of a brother while living, to assemble in due form upon the occasion of his death, and there, by the ancient and significant observances of the craft, render honor to his character, and offer to his memory before the world the final tribute of affection and esteem, signalizing the earnest belief and hope of a Mason that he shall live again. In conformity with that usage, and by the desire of our departed brother, we have this day united to pay homage to the character and memory of our departed brother in due and ancient form. As Masons, we are taught that no man should enter upon any great or important endeavor without first invoking the blessings of deity. Let us pray. Most glorious God, author of all good and giver of all mercy, pour down thy blessings upon us and strengthen our solemn engagements by the ties of sincere affection. May the present instance of mortality draw our attention towards thee, the only refuge in time of need, that when the final moment shall arrive, when we shall be about to quit this transitory scene, may the enlivening prospect of thy mercy dispel the gloom of death, and after our departure hence, in peace and in thy favor, may we be received into thine everlasting kingdom, to enjoy in union with our departed friends and brethren the just rewards of a pious and virtuous life. Amen.
So will it be.
Brother Secretary, would you please read the memorial roll?
Brother Billy Eugene Kelso, having been past master of Cedar Lodge number 103 of Chanute, Kansas, 1972, and having been initiated on January 3rd, 1968, and having been passed on February 7th, 1968, and having been raised to the sublime degree of Master Mason on March 3rd, 1968, and being in good standing with the Grand Lodge of Kansas, and being a member of the ancient Arabic Order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, we of Glenwood Lodge number 65 of Colorado do, hereby and herewith, mourn a fine brother in passing, lost to us before we could know him better through fraternity.
While we shed a tear in memory of our departed, let us bear in mind that it is not the place or time for hopeless grief or heartless indifference, nor yet for us by sounding adulations to magnify our own worthiness or inspire applause. But let justice and charity forbid us to withhold from a brother's memory the praise which his virtues may justly claim. Let brotherly love incite us to seek out and rescue from forgetfulness the unreckoned acts of fraternal affection and charity towards us and others who dwelt more closely with him, that they may be garnered in our hearts through coming years. His spirit ascends to God who gave it. His memory we cherish in our hearts. His body we consign to the elements. This lambskin or white leather apron is an emblem of innocence and badge of Mason. By this we are reminded of that purity of life and conduct which is the goal of every Mason before entering into the celestial lodge above, over which the supreme architect of the universe presides. I now retire this lambskin in honor of our departed brother. By this act we are reminded that our brother has reached the end of his earthly labors, and his account now rests with his Creator. This evergreen is an emblem of our faith in the immortality of the soul. By this, we are reminded of our destiny beyond this world of mortal life, and that we have within us an immortal part which can never, no, never die. Earth to earth,
ashes to ashes.
Dust. Dust.
To his near relatives and loving friends, more deeply heart-stricken than any others by this loss, we can only respectfully and sincerely tender our most affectionate sympathies in this your bereavement, commending you with earnest hearts to his unwasting fulfillment and mercy, he who has brought us hither, whose strength will uphold us evermore. Earth to earth,
Ashes to ashes.
Dust to dust.
the will of God is accomplished. So mote it be. This concludes the end of our Masonic Memorial Service. Please stay seated for a brief musical interlude, the Ashokan farewell, as we process to the east.